Yo, hey, I remember having conversations with some people. Like I had this conversation several times, and I remember telling a good buddy of mine that if I had a 5 star or a high recruit, a child that was being highly recruited out of high school to go and play college sports, say football in particular, because my views are different when it comes to basketball and not really sure what I think about other sports. But I remember saying if I was my son was a big time recruit coming out of high school and he had the options to go to, any school he wanted to. And me, when I talk to several people, I'm an Alabama fan, so it'd be like, would I let him go to Alabama, or would I go let him go to HBCU? And one of my main reasons for going to Alabama along, mainly because you're on the big stage, and if my child is that type of athlete, but one of the main reasons that I'm going to Alabama too, and I actually we talked about this on my show on Bringing the Business, man. We had this when we had some guests on there. We talked about this. So when I said one of the main reasons I'm choosing Bama or one of the major universities is due to the conditions and due to the training facilities. I use the example. I remember when Tunga Valor got hurt when he was at Alabama. He had an ankle injury, and they did a procedure on him that at the time they only had at Alabama, and anybody else would have been out for the year. He was out like 2 weeks, 2 3 weeks or something like that. They did this procedure. I'm pretty sure that other universities and stuff like that use it now, but at the time it was a procedure that only Alabama had. So that's how groundbreaking it was. And anybody want me to find it, I'll find it, or you could just Google, Tua's ankle surgery when he was at Alabama. And I was told that, I spoke on the conditions, and man, I'm going over there because of the training staff, the facilities and stuff like that. So I was told that, uh, that wasn't that big of a deal. Like that wasn't that much to make a fuss about, and that if we, and I say we as in blacks, if we start going to these HBCUs and start building up where we are and stuff like that, then we can have these same doctors, we can have this same stuff, but it's gonna take for us to build there. So we knew that these conditions and stuff were what they were at these black colleges and HBCUs and stuff. So why all of a sudden now it's a big deal when Dion get to mentioning the conditions of these places? And I was told that I shouldn't think like that, and that I should really, what I'm saying, probably be smart for me to consider sending my child to these HBCUs and stuff like that back then. But now Dion come out, Prime come out and say that's one of the factors in what I'm saying, and why he left and the conditions and everything like that. We knew this though. But that wasn't a good enough reason for me in these conversations I had. It wasn't a good enough reason for me not to send my child there at the time. But now, that wasn't a good enough reason for me to send my child to Alabama opposed to, Alabama State, opposed to Jackson State or whatever like that. But now when Prime say something, now that's good enough reason, that's good enough excuse for the man to leave. First of all, we knew the conditions were like that there. Second of all, I thought we were going there so we could improve this not only at Jackson State, but in the HBCUs as well. I thought we were building where we were, or building ours, so we don't have to run to theirs every time. So I'm a little confused with, say a lot. Does it only work because he a superstar? Because he, prime or whatever like that? Or I don't get it. So somebody please chime in and tell me, how does this work? Like, does this work for prime only, or somebody of that stature, or Or is that how all of us should be thinking? So just let me know what y'all think, man. Chime in, man. Bring in the business, baby.